So you have that craving for warm apple pie with ice cream. But you don't have time to make an entire apple pie. You know what I'm talking about. So what do? Try making baked apples filled with oats, brown sugar, and cinnamon. Perfect for the fall season. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Simply Wendy, Live, Love, Bake. If you're new to the channel and you like to cook and bake, you've come to the right place for recipes, tips, and techniques. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos. When I think of fall, I think of apples and spice, and this baked apple recipe is perfect. It's simple and it only requires 6 ingredients. And one of those ingredients is apple. When making this baked apple recipe, there are 2 ways you can go. You can go with a tartar apple or you can go with a sweeter apple. If you want more of a tart apple, I would suggest using a green Granny Smith apple. If you're looking for a sweeter apple, I would suggest using a Honey Crisp, a Fuji apple, or a Pink Lady apple. Today, I'm using Honey Crisp. All of those 3 apples I just mentioned, the Honey Crisp, the Fuji, and the Pink Lady, they're a firm apple, and that's what you want in this recipe. I love Honey Crisp apples. I love Pink Lady apples too. In fact, I made a French apple cake a couple weeks ago where I used both those apples, and I'll post a link to that video in the comments. The first thing we're going to do is make the filling for the apples. For our filling, we need a 1/4 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats, a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. You don't need a lot of nutmeg, it packs a punch. Oops. 3 tablespoons of butter. It should be room temp, so it's easy to work with. And to this, totally optional, but we can add dried fruit, we can add nuts. I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of raisins. You can add other dried fruit if you want. What other dried fruits would you add to this? We're going to take our spoon and we're just going to mash the butter and the oats and the cinnamon and the raisins together. Oh gosh, this is smelling delicious already. That cinnamon and the nutmeg. Oh my gosh. There we go. Now that we have everything all mixed together, you can see everything is very solid. Everything's adhering and binded to each other. So this is great for packing and stuffing all that into our apples. Now we need to core and de-seed our apples and get this delicious filling in them. I've already gone ahead and cored and de-seeded one of the apples, and I want to show you. You go about 3/4 of the way down the apple, which is about right to about here. You want to do this quickly. You can see that this is already starting to brown up. So I don't really want that. So I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I possibly can. You're going to take a sharp paring knife and you're just going to cut around the perimeter of the apple. We're going to scoop this out. Takes a little bit of elbow grease to do this, but the end result is so very worth it. There we go. And I'm gonna so I've gotten about that much out, and I'm gonna go a little further down, about 3/4 of the way, as I said. Now that I have my apples all cored, I'm going to fill them with our filling. Now this recipe calls for 4 apples. I'm only going to be filling 2 apples, only because it's just my husband and myself, but I'm just going to pack this in there all the way down. I can probably use all this filling just for these 2 apples. Wouldn't that be great? I think I'm going to be able to do that. So here we go. Just pack it in all the way to the top. There, I did it. So here you go. Here are your apples. They're all filled, and we're going to put them into our baking dish like that. And you want to make sure that they're going to be standing up because you don't want them falling down. And I'm going to be adding to this about a half cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup. You could do water. I'm adding apple cider vinegar. I'm sorry, spiced apple cider, not apple cider vinegar. And now we're going to get these into the oven. We're going to bake them at 375 for about 40 to 45 minutes. Our apples are out of the oven, and I'm going to take some of the pan juices and I'm going to baste these apples with it. All right, I'm going to take one out. Now this one cracked a little bit, and that's okay. Let's cut it and see what we get. Look at that. Is that beautiful? Is that beautiful or what? Look at that, just packed full of oats and brown sugar and butter. And now I'm going to take a dollop of ice cream and voila. This tastes delicious. I cannot wait to dive in. Oh, it cuts really nicely too. The flavor is unbelievable. And the smell, oh my gosh. A little bit of ice cream. It's almost like a an apple crumble. Delicious. Try this recipe. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching my video on baked apples. Such an easy dessert. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Oops, I cracked it. Oh. Spiced apple cider, not apple cider vinegar. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment in the comments section below and share this video with your friends. I've added a link to the recipe in the description below. See you next time on Simply Wendy Live, Love, Bake.